It's getting really cold. The fireplace is doing nothing. Oh. Yep. Come on in. Have a seat. Welcome. Welcome to my shop. I am the car dealer. Let me turn on the light for you. As I told you, I am the car dealer. Tell me something. Is it destiny that brings you here? Or is destiny just another word that describes the consequence of our actions? The thread of time weaves together, and we end up in this particular moment. We share this room, and we shall share this transaction, my dear customer. What do I do? Well, let's just say I'm a car dealer. Not just any car dealer. I'm a Pokemon car dealer. I keep all the vintage, classic, timeless Pokemon cards. And of course, I sell them to my dear customers, like you. How exciting. You got here just in time. It's going to be raining very soon. The clouds are dark, and it looks like it's gonna be raining any moment now. Yes, it almost feels like it's inevitable. When something is inevitable, you cannot escape from it. Just like this transaction, I am positive that you making a purchase here tonight is inevitable. Maybe we can get done before the rain starts. Who knows? What? You don't believe I'm an actual car dealer? Well, my friend, I've had people that have doubted my skills. They've doubted me even after I showed them my actual card set. There were people that believed me the very second I said I was a card dealer. One could say they were smart, but perhaps it was foolishness. But I am the real deal, so I'll let you be the judge of that. Let me convince you, my friend. Is this convincing to you? This is about at least 200 old classic Pokemon cards. Is this convincing to you? No. You're a tough cookie. I'll give you that. Perhaps fate has finally chosen for me a worthy challenger. Someone who's gonna push my skills to the next level. I will sell you these cards, I am sure of that. How about I sweeten up the deal? What about another deck of 200 or so cards? Surely, now you have no room to question, right? Oh, you want to see all these cards? Well, we have to do a handshake first. Otherwise, I can't show you these cards. I'm sorry. Okay, you're a little bit convinced. How about an encore? How about I show you even more cards? And this is probably the biggest deck of them all. This is maybe more than 300, around 400 Pokemon cards right here. Are you convinced? That's what I like to hear. But you know something? I am a merchant that accommodates his dear customers. But that doesn't mean I don't take offense to you doubting if I'm real or not. This is just a statement that I'm making. But no one can escape the fact that I am a real card dealer. So what do you think? Are you convinced? Of course you are. So it was written, and so it was. I knew I could convince you with my Pokemon cards. Very nice. So then, would you like to enter a trade deal? You have some more questions? Sure, ask me that question right now. How do I have that many old cards? Well, my friend, I had many friends on whom I battled with these Pokemon cards. But time is a cruel cut. Things you once thought were cool and fun, they don't carry the same weight anymore to some people. And when those people were quitting playing Pokemon, instead of letting them throw their cards away, I decided that I was just going to ask them to give me their cards instead. That's how I got all these cards. All of these cards are imbued with the essence and the memories of the person who originally owned them. There's many that I got these cards from that I don't talk to anymore. There's some that I'm still friends with who probably even forgot that they gave me these cards. But doesn't matter. I get to keep these cards to myself, an essence of their memories forever imbued into these cards. No, of course not. I only remember the memories. I don't live in those memories, dear customer. You are very much mistaken. I would sell these cards even with all the memories attached to them. I am, after all, a card dealer. So, oh, it started raining. What perfect timing, because our deal is now locked in. Tell me something. What are you willing to pay me with for these really rare cards? Of course, something as rare as these cards, I'm not going to just accept normal money. I'm not going to accept normal dollars. I need something a little bit more rare. Check your wallets. Look in your pockets. Find anything. Oh. Interesting. That is very interesting indeed. Is this what you want to pay me with? That's very cool. It seems like it really was destined for you to have these New Zealand $5 and New Zealand $50 in your hand on the exact same day that you meet me. Fate really does work its way into our lives, doesn't it? Well, oh, you lost $20 more that you could have given me. Well, that's okay. I lost something once. I lost something that I I could never live without. It was my identity. Well, this should do. This is very good. I will graciously accept this from you. Let me just put this here. With the money you given to me, I believe that I can offer you 10 vintage Pokemon cards. Is that a fair deal to you? No? You want 15? Look, I drive a hard bargain, but it seems like you're reaching levels of some absurdity. These cards are very rare. You would be lucky to find a card that's not at least 10 years old. I think you should reconsider. How about we do this? How about I give you 12 cards of your choice? And as a token of my gratitude to you giving me company in this rain that's pouring right now, I'll give you this Arcanine. How does that sound? Does that sound like a good deal? It does. Do we have a deal? Alright then, let's get started. Tell me any card that you like. I will show you 6 cards at a time. When you like a card, I will put it by the side. I'll show you a set of 6 cards 3 times. You have to make a choice in those 3 sets that I show you. And then, after you make your choice, I'll move on and show you another 3 sets of 6 cards. Alright? First card, right here. It is Infernape. It's a very nice card. Let me see if I can show you what this card looks like up close. It's a good card, isn't it? Let me just put this right here. This is your first choice. Okay, let's see. This is Bennett. It says this card is from 2007. This is your second choice. Look, I can't promise to you the quality of cards that I have. They're very old and not well taken care of. I have this Mechanium as well. It is a Delta species card, so it's fighting type for that reason. Let me put this here. There we go. Then we look farther. How about this one? Nuzleaf. This is a good card. How about Machoke? Let me just put this one right here as well. Let's look for our last card. Wow, okay. I'll put this in over here as well. Infernape level X. Let me show this card to you first. There we go. So, dear customer, is there any card in these that you like? Yes? Which one would you like? No, you cannot pick 2 in the same set. You just have to pick 1. I see. So your first game that you ever played was Pokemon Ruby? Yes. Wow. That's a very nice story that you have. So you love Shiftry, and that's why you want to go with Nuzleaf. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Well, as I've said countless times, it really was the fact that the threads of time have brought you here, and you get to keep this really wonderful Nuzleaf card now. That's one card that you've selected. I will take the rest of these cards. Perhaps they are meant to be for someone else, or perhaps they're meant to stay with me for the rest of eternity. Why did I say eternity? That was just a slip of the tongue. Sometimes I do that. My apologies. Okay. You are very quick to select cards. You could have looked at 2 other sets as well. I like that. I feel like, dear customer, you are one of those rare few that knows what they want. You are very decisive about life. I like that attitude. Great. Let's move on. Let's put routes on here. This card is from 2007. It's a very old card. Let's put a Lydian on there as well. It's a very underrated card. Oh, that's a nice card. Shelgon. What a wonderful card this is. Let me put this right here. As I've said, not all of these cards are mine, so they do have some degree of wear and tear with them. I'm sure you're staring at this card right now, so just for you, dear customer, I'm gonna put this over here. Of course I care about you, so this is a Dragonite from Frontier Battles. It belongs to Frontier Brian. It's a very nice card. Let's put this right here. Why am I bothering? I know what you're gonna pick. It's very obvious. How about we spice things up a little bit? You see, I am a man who's here for 2 reasons. I want something that's valuable to you. I already got it. But I don't just do it for that. I want some fun. I like to see people be extremely indecisive over what they want. The very first answer that you gave me was very, very clear. Let's see if I can make it a little bit harder for you this time. This is Kingdra. This is a Delta species Kingdra. It's a very, very shiny card. Let's put this right here. And then for the last one, how about we put this card right here? My low tick. What do you think? I think this is a very good set of 6 cards. I'll let you pick. I know you wanted the Dragonite. If you think it's that simple, then you've never met me before. Of course you haven't. I made it a little bit harder for you. Now I want you to select your card right there. You're getting drawn to the king draw. Well, it is a very beautiful card. It's also Delta species, and it's a hollow card. So you want this one? Did I manage to change your mind? No. You still want the Dragonite? Okay. Well, nostalgia really does get a hold of people sometimes. It seems like you just love this card. Should I make this final? Very nice. So that's 2 cards that you have selected so far. Of course, if I was in your place, I would keep all these cards. Oh wait, I own all of these. They're already mine. Forgive me for my lack of humor. I find things amusing. This was amusing to me. Let's select one more card from this deck. Let's see. How about this? A Cacturn. Such a beautiful card. Let me fix the light right there. A beautiful Cacturn. Very nice. Let's put this here. Let's see what else. Oh, what is this? A Rhyperior. Double Lariat, and it seems like it belongs to the Elite Four. Let's keep this here as well. How about this one? This one is from 2006. Almost 20 years old. I'm a champ. Is that a good card? What do you think? Well, I'm sure you will think about these cards. Let's see what else is there. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I just got one. This is a fan favorite for people that used to watch Pokemon back in the day. Heracross. A very fan favorite. This is also a Delta species. Dear customer, Delta species are cards that don't have the type that they should. This is fire type because it's a Delta species. You like this card? Yeah. That's good to hear. Well, let's see if I can find another card in here. Let's see. There we go. How about this one? Luxury. Let me put this here. These are all very valuable cards that I'm showing you. How about this one? Zapdos. Do you like this card? Yeah. Let me put this right here. Whoops. So, dear customer, which one do you want? Oh, you want them a champ, huh? This one right here. Well, it is a very cool card. So should I lock this in? Yes. Okay. There we go. You've selected 3 cards so far, dear customer. All these cards were waiting for you. Ever since they were first made, someone would come in and buy these cards from me. It was meant to be you. It was only a matter of time before you got here. Well, looks like we have explored this deck enough already. So, with that being said, let me put this right over here. Let's move on to the next deck of cards I have. Let's see. This is a pretty big deck of cards I have. Wow, this is a good one. This is a very good card. What do you think about this one? Tarakian. Let me just put this right here. Let's see if there's another card that I could have here. Well. I found. Look at what I have here. A clay doll. If you've played the original Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, this guy, you probably love this guy. We talk about auras all the time. This guy had it. This guy had the aura. It's a very nice card. The next card you're actually gonna love. Do you want to know why? Remember the fact that you got a Nuzleaf from me because you told me the story about the shift tree, dear customer. Well, look at what I have here. I have a shift tree. This is how fate writes itself. This is how the fabric of our destinies come together. This is the card that has been waiting for you for all this time. Let me see if I can convince you to not take this card. That would certainly be a very tall order for me. But I'm not someone to back away from a challenge. Let me look at my other cards. That's a good card. Let's use this one. I'm sure this one will be able to sway your mind to not taking this card. Right here. Clang Clang. Do you like this card? It's a very strong card as well. Let me just put this right here. Well, since we're talking about steel types, let's go into this card right here. Bastodon. How old is this card? 2009, so it's 15 years old. Do you like this card, dear customer? Let's just put this right here. Well, last one. Agron. I know you have very fond memories of the 3rd generation of Pokemon. I want to make your decision as hard as I can. struggling to find the perfect card that they want. How old is this card? Let me see. This card is 14 years old. There we go. Now then, you see these cards right over here, laid out. Which one do you want? You want Drakian? No. Oh, you want Bastardon? I'm just kidding. Of course you want the shift tree. I heard you the first time. It was funny to watch how you were panicking and you thought I was gonna give you something else. A beautiful card for a wonderful customer. This would be great in your deck. Lovely. I wonder when the rain will let up. Moving on. I have Dialga X. As you can probably tell, there's been some tampering done with the card. This used to be my card. I was a young kid. I wanted to have the strongest Pokemon cards. So let's just say I tried to cheat. It's a very obvious cheat, but it never worked. So I just ruined this card for no reason as well. But a card like this still holds value for the right person. Perhaps this is a card that you feel attracted to. A wonderful Dialga card. Well, anyhow, I will put this right here. Let's see if there's something else. Oh, there should be a great one. How about this? Garchomp. This is not just a regular Garchomp. This is Cynthia's Garchomp. I'm playing this specific card to you a little bit longer because I really want you to think about which card you'd rather have. A damaged Dialga card. Would you like Cynthia's Garchomp? It's in mint condition as well. Think about it, dear customer. How about this? I'm sure you will appreciate this specific card a lot. Right here. Mesprit. Again, it's not in the best of conditions, but it is a legendary Pokemon. To the right person, this card has unlimited value, but only to the right person. Are you interested, dear customer? I guess that's for you to think about. Ah yes, the next one. This card is also almost 20 years old. It is a Magneton. Released in 2007. There we go. Now this is an actual 20-year-old card. A Golbat. This is from 2005. This is almost exactly 20 years. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Well, 20% of the time, I'm correct 100% of the time. But this is a very good card. Keep an eye on this one. about this? The leap. Nice card, right? I'm sure you weren't expecting me to show you a bunch of Pikachus and a bunch of Charizards, but I have an assortment of the most rarest of cards. It doesn't matter if your favorite Pokemon is Lilip. I have that Pokemon card. I appeal to what you like. I don't appeal to the popular cards. So then, what is your choice? You want the Magneton. Very fine choice indeed, if I do say so. This card, actually, I did not want to give this away, but you gave me something that was valuable to you. So, I will return that favor, and I'll give you something that's valuable to me. I've had this card from the very beginning. Please make sure you take care of it. As for the rest of these cards, they get to stay with me, especially the Golbat. The Golbat and the Magneton are my favorites, personally speaking. Well, let's see if there's something else that I can entice you with. I found something. Nice. A Gyarados, and it's not just a regular Gyarados. This is a Gyarados that belongs to Cyrus. Pretty cool card, isn't it? Let me just put this right here. The next card I have is actually one of my favorites. Rayquaza EX. My dear customer, I know you love the third generation. I'm just appealing to your tastes. This was the most contested card back when I was with my friends. Everybody wanted one of these cards. It was the coolest looking card back then. I'm sure you'll find this card to be of a lot of purpose and meaning to you. Next one. Torterra. It's a very beautiful card. I'm sure this is the least favorite of your cards. There's very, very few people I know that actually use Turtwig in the original Pokemon games. Well, let's move on to the next one. Let's see. Which card do I present to you? Well, how about this one? We've dealt with final evolutions enough. Let me show you this one, Meowth. It takes a real sophisticated gentleman to appreciate a Meowth card. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I guess I have some bad news for you. It's a beautiful card, but it's probably nowhere near these three that you see at the top. But I know people that have chosen cards that look less popular than the others. It's all up to you, dear customer. You make that call. Let's see. How about this one? Entei. It's a legendary Pokemon. It's a legendary bird. No, not the legendary bird. It's a legendary dog Pokemon, one of three. catch this guy in your games, you have the chance to get this card instead. And the very last card that I'm going to show to you right now is Obama. He sounds very similar to one former US president, but we are dealing in New Zealand dollars right now, so I'd rather not go there. It's a very cool card, and it's up to you if you want to keep it or not. There we go. So then, what is your choice? I knew you'd pick mouth. I knew it. Dear customer, when I look at people that walk in, they have that aura to them that tells me what appeals to them. The fact that you choose mouth here perfectly signifies your personality. You are sure of what you want. I've tested you many times in these previous choices. You always get what you want. I can't sway you in some other direction. That surely is very admirable. But that also means that I get to keep these cards to myself. One man's gold is another man's treasure. Let's see how many cards you have right now. 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 cards right now. Let's look at some more cards. Let's look at Thunderous. Of course, Pikachu. The very infamous Charizard card. It's a very, very infamous card. Arcanine. It's a very cool card. Let me move this a little bit up. There we go. Beedrill. There we go. And to finish it off, Blaziken. So then, dear customer, which one do you want? You want the Arcanine? Well, I should have guessed that you would go with Arcanine. After all, you did choose this little guy as well. Beautiful. I'll put your Arcanine right over here, and the card right over there. You're at 7 cards. How about we do a little trade? I will give you this back. But as a consequence of that, I'll only sell you 10 cards. How does that sound? Of course, you can keep the Arcanine. I realize that you are taking all the cards that hold special value to me. Of course, not that I actually am attached to these cards, but I want to keep running this business, and you have a very good eye on the cards that are special. We have a deal. Here's your $5 back. There you go. Many-tan. Beautiful card this. Let's see. This card should be very good. Vigoroth. It's a 2007 card. Very nice. Guess what? I have to look at another deck. I'll give you only the finest that I have. How about this? A Swampert. Do you like the Swampert? This card is from 2009. I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? This one right here. Silamence. It's a delta species once more. Very nice card. Putting this right here. An interesting looking card. I'm sure you are gonna like this one. It is Chimchar. There we go. And how about we finish this off with a card on Monferno. This card is from 2009. 15-year-old card. So then, which one do you want, sir? Dear customer, it seems like you've made up your mind on the Silamence. That's perfectly understandable. It's a wonderful card, and I will put this in the deck of cards that you want. There we go. Let's see. How about this one? Palkia. You're gonna love this card. Steelix. There we go. Exploud. I had two of these cards. Unfortunately, one day my brother got upset at me for beating his cards, and he ripped one of the other Explode cards. Needless to say, we had a big argument. He doesn't play Pokemon anymore, but we've since made up. Do you want the last Explode card? That's up to you. How about Jinx? She is also a delta species right here, so that's why she's a fire type. Let's see. Let's see, I'm just trying to find the card that would go great. on this card. You make some interesting choices, dear customer, so I can't be sure if you're actually gonna buy this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, since we're on this topic, how about this one? Flygon EX. When you play Generation 3, you can't decide if you want Flygon or as elements. I create the same dilemma for you. This Arcanine could not contain its excitement. It can't decide. But maybe you can. What do you want? Make your pick. This is your second last Pokemon, so choose wisely. You want these elements? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much. It looks like I was finally able to sway your mind. You were thinking of taking the Exploud, right? But this card is just too good to pass up on. And I don't blame you for it. Sooner or later, all of my customers do make this lapse in judgment. They are finally not sure at some point, and they start making decisions on the spot based on what their adrenaline is telling them. Seems like you've finally come around as well, towards the end. You're at 10 cards right, 9 cards right now. This is gonna be the very last card that you select. Choose very wisely. First one I have is Kyogre. It's a holo once more. There we go. Second one is Feraligatr. This is also a delta species, so it's electric type for that reason. This is a very cool art. I've had 6 of these cards, and dear customer, I only have 2 left. Counting this one, it's 2. All of my customers always take this card. This Arcanine is possessed, it seems like. Let's see. This should be a very interesting card for in the realm of water types. How about this? Blastoise, delta species, once more. It's from 2006. It's a fighting type, as you can tell. A very cool card. You know what would be even cooler? If you were the owner of this card. There we go. So, I want the last 3 cards to be worth your time. And I would love to see you struggle with your very last selection of cards. So, I'm actually going to be looking very closely at what I want to present to you right now. Let's see. That should be a nice card. I have Giratina. As you can probably tell, this one also has a little bit of tampering at the top. This was the hardest card that I had to actually get. I remember the story behind acquiring this card. I had to end up in the other world to acquire this card. It's a very wonderful card. one that has very high value, and it's from 2009. I hope you have the toughest time of your life choosing between which card you want out of the 6. I'm gonna make sure that's the case. You mentioned to me that you like Dragonite, right? Well, how about this then? Dragonite EX. It's a Delta species again. What do you think? Now I have your favorite Pokemon in this deck as well. There we go. And the very last card that I'm gonna be presenting to you today, I'm gonna make sure it's one of the hardest choices that you'll ever make. And for that reason, I have to make sure I find the perfect card. Okay, there we go. I found it. I know what I want to show you as the last card. I just need to make sure I can get a hold of it. There we go. I got it. This is the very last card. Electivire. The Pokemon that a lot of us wished we could have when we catch an Elekid or Electabuzz, but we never get to it. Is this Pokemon cool or what? Just gonna put this right here, and then I'm gonna push them right down here. So which one do you want? I know, it's not an easy decision. You know, I'm having such a wonderful time just watching you in this agony of thinking about which card you should go for. I'd rather say it's quite amusing to watch how you are unsure. But what you don't understand is this has already been decided as well. That, my friend, is also your destiny. You've made up your mind, really. Which one would you like then? You want this one? Well, you're not wrong to want this card. This is such a beautiful card. I think I might not even give the last one out to sale. I'm just gonna keep it. So you are the very last person who gets to buy this card from me. I hope you keep good care of it. But with that, your 10 cards are completed. And it looks like the rain is finally let up as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me turn off the fireplace. Or actually, I'd rather have it running. So these are the 10 cards that you ended up going for. When I spread them out, they look like this. These are your 10 cards, customer. And then this little guy also goes with you. What do you think? It was a worthwhile trade, right? Plus the rain has finally let up as well, so now is the perfect time for you to be on your way. I'm gonna give you these cards, and then I will Here's your 10 cards. There you go. Thank you very much for coming here. You may see yourself out now. I hope we'll see each other again very soon. If the threads of time are on our side, I'm sure we'll see each other again soon.